China is on the rise, and innovation is playing a key role in its transformation. Dong Tao, Chief Regional Economist, Non-Japan Asia at Credit Suisse, is with us to discuss the shift. Looking at certain sectors, China is already #1 in the world. For example, this year they will take over the US as the largest smartphone market. Is this the start of a digital revolution?
Well, China is pretty much very digital, and as a matter of fact, of course there are some backwater sectors with such a big population. You are going to see somebody who don't have a mobile phone or internet. But in terms of digitalization, China has moved quite a bit. Broadly speaking, I think as far as internet development is concerned, it's lagging slightly behind, but I think it's closer to developed world rather than closer to the emerging markets.
Will it now shift to a true knowledge and innovation-based economy?
The Chinese economy has been depending on exports and investment. Housing and infrastructure supported strong growth. I wouldn't consider China already made a successful economic transformation. As a matter of fact, China is struggling now as the old model is failing. That's export-driven, that is housing-driven. And China needs to move towards a more consumption-based economy, but that hasn't arrived yet. So between these two growth models, for the time being, the government has been using counter-cyclical monetary policy or fiscal policy, try to keep up the growth to maintain a social stability. I would consider China today struggling a little bit as the new model hasn't been quite established. In terms of intellectual property rights, that's a big issue. Okay, for a country that you can get a package of Microsoft Windows for 8 yuan, that's less than $1. That pretty much has killed the opportunity to see a domestic Microsoft developing. China must respect intellectual property rights. Only by doing that, China would have a hope to improve the productivity in the long run.
Innovation needs knowledge. However, fewer Chinese graduates are returning to China after studying overseas. How is the country dealing with this brain drain?
Well, talent is not a huge issue in China. When the old talent people leaving, you always see the young talent people coming in. But the problem is, without a proper system to respect intellectual property rights, nobody's going to invest in these areas, and nobody's going to create globally competitive intellectual property products. And that is the problem.
Just to sum up then, how easy is it for foreign companies to do business in China?
I think it's getting a little bit more difficult because not only the governments are taking a little bit more negative view about FDI, but domestically, salary has been increasing quite significantly, and environmental protection measures also being launched. But overall, I think that as far as welcoming FDI is concerned, China is probably still doing better than many other parts of the world, including some of the developed countries.
Thanks, Dong.
Thank you.
For more information on market movements and global trends, check out News and Expertise on the Credit Suisse website.